right, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Horror Junkies podcast. I'm your host, Mike. I have with me today here
Pat.
Austin.
I'm Angel.
All right, so pretty much we're four guys who love horror movies who got two microphones together and we're like, let's talk about horror movies.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, speaking about horror movies, just a little background about us. Now, what got you into the horror genre?
All right, who wants to go first?
Austin?
I'll go first.
All right.
My father, big horror fan. He used to always watch scary movies when I was younger. And I was pretty close with my dad, so I always wanted to hang out with him and watch these movies. And I was always jealous that I couldn't. And then finally I got old enough and started, he allowed me to watch with him. So I was stoked and just hooked automatically because I thought it was cool because I was hanging out with my dad who I looked up to so much. So then I just immediately fell in love. I got to see all the blood, the killing, and thought I was so cool and thought I was an adult when at a young age. So it got me into it, and I was just hooked.
Ever since, yeah?
Ever since.
Patrick, what about you, man?
At the age of 4, we used to live in this house in Pennsylvania, and we had a big screen TV on our second floor. And it's the middle of the night. I walk in, and my dad's watching Child's Play, and he's like, "Hey, you want to watch this with me?" And since then,
The worst idea ever.
Hey, Patrick, come over here.
Kind of sounds like mine, though. Hooked.
yeah,
As soon as you see it, you're like, whoa, this is crazy.
yeah, exactly.
Angel, what about you, man?
All right. Well, when I was 2 years old, my dad took me to a grocery store.
No, youngins.
Yeah,
Started young.
he knew these people, the owners, personally. They're family friends, and we stopped at like some hole in the wall, like Spanish food place that we would always do. And he dropped me off there, and he went with the owner for some reason. We went to go do an errand, left me with this kind of lady I barely knew that well, and yeah, pretty much. I was like sitting on the counter, and she was like feeding me the food, and I like looked over, and she had this like old school TV, and it was playing Nightmare on Elm Street on Telemundo, so it was in like Spanish basically. And I just remember seeing like glimpses of like the red and green sweater, and that kind of like stuck with me and kind of like creeped me out, gave me like a really creepy vibe. And like ever since then, like when I was like growing up and like, because I was always afraid of horror before I even saw it. It kind of like scarred me when I saw that.
That's so tight.
So like, yeah. So ever since then, I like kind of like associated the smell of like fried food with like
With Freddy Krueger.
yeah, with like the arrival of Freddy Krueger. Like if he was coming in the room, like it just smelled like fried food.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick. Yeah. Fried fruit's coming to get you, man.
God.
Well, let's say I was not so young. I think I was about like 13 years old when I started watching horror movies. My mom used to go out a lot, and I would go to, back in the day, we had Blockbuster, the movie gallery.
R.I.P.
So,
R.I.P.
yeah, exactly. So you could just go and browse, and I'd always used to pick movies based off the cover image. That was just how I did it.
I think we all did, dude.
Right. So my like first ever horror movie I ever watched was Hellraiser. And
Nice.
that just hooked me with my gore fetish, as you will.
Right.
Speaking of like top films, because like mine, I don't know about you guys, mine's Hellraiser by Clive Barker.
That's your favorite film
That's
of all
my
time?
favorite film of all
Because it
time.
was your first film.
First film, it's the goreness, the darkness, the whole sadomasochistic world that they created, like, that Clive Barker created in this movie.
Right.
It's just awesome. And with that, like, what is your guys' like top favorite movie like of all time?
Patrick, you go. I want to hear
Patrick,
yours.
we want to hear this, man.
All right, so my top 5, I will do.
You do top 5?
All right, you top 5. That's not a problem. That's not a problem.
Top 5? All right.
Number 1's got to be your favorite.
Number 1 has to be all-time favorite.
All time favorite.
All right, that would have to be 2015's David Robert Mitchell's It Follows.
Ooh, that is a good
your
movie.
favorite.
That's
the
a good
movie
movie.
that got me back into being in love with the horror genre.
We've
So
talked
I
about
was
this.
jaded for so long.
We've
Yeah.
talked about this, how good that movie is, but I didn't know it was your number 1.
Yeah,
Mm.
all time.
All right. Well,
What else? What
keep
else is on
going.
the
Top
list?
5.
All right. With that, number 2 would have to be 1954's Rare Window by Alfred Hitchcock.
I don't think I've seen that.
I don't think I've
unfortunately,
seen that.
I have not seen. I love
Alfred.
Alfred Hitchcock, but I just haven't seen that movie.
Okay.
It's a good one.
All right.
Movie for movie night.
Keep it going.
Movie night.
Number 3 will have to be 1978's John Carpenter's Halloween.
Halloween.
Followed by that is his 1988's They Live.
Ooh.
They live.
They live.
And finally, 2002's 28 Days Later.
Wow.
28 Days Later made the list. Okay,
Wow.
that's a good movie. You gotta appreciate 28 Days Later.
You gotta like.
I mean,
first running zombies, if I'm not wrong. First zombies to haul ass and like
really gets me because
yeah,
you did have the you had Dawn of the Dead by George A. Romero. He did start making his zombies run, but that was Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. He did the
Dead.
original, but Zack Snyder did the remake.
Exactly, which introduced the running zombies.
Dude,
Yeah.
But no, 28 Days Later was sick. I love the whole rage inflicted. Like these beings are purely ran on rage.
That was scary as hell. I remember. Yeah.
That scene when he just like was peeking through the window, it's raining, you see the bright red eyes, dude.
Yeah, that's
army, dude. Like
when because I remember when I was a little boy and
wee little lad
for that movie, and I was like begging my dad, like, can we please go see this movie, please? That was 2002. I couldn't go
Pretty
see
young,
an
yeah,
movie
yeah.
by myself.
Yeah.
So
Dweeb.
and I just remember seeing like. I remember being so excited in Blockbuster when I finally saw the videotape or the DVDs artwork on the shelf, so I can grab it and watch it again.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I think in that movie, my favorite scene is when like he walks into the church to like find sanctuary,
and then
he
like
sees the priest, and the
interaction
priest
with the
has that look, and he's like, and he just runs at him. I think
that scene
like,
is scary.
That scene is sick.
Yeah.
And just for a zombie movie, it's a very metaphoric film.
Yeah, it really is.
when the soundtrack's amazing.
Oh my god, yes.
The soundtrack is pretty dope for
You
that
like
movie.
soundtracks, don't you, Angel?
Angel listens to soundtracks in Alone in His Dark Room.
All right.
Well, I guess I'll do mine. We all know my top one is Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
That's the Clive Barker. Everything from Clive Barker, from his comics to the books to the movies, are sick. I love anything written by Clive Barker.
Cool.
My number 2 is gonna have to be the Wes Craven Scream. That was the 1996 release.
Beautiful movie.
Nice.
I fucking love Scream. Scream is great.
Great social
Just
commentary on everything.
everything.
Especially
Next.
the horror genre.
Next one's going to be, man, I'm a big monster fan. It's going to be an oldie Universal classic, 1931, James Whale, Frankenstein.
Dude.
Yeah,
okay.
you got to hit the black and white horror movies.
All right.
Fall with that is Peter Jackson's Dead Alive, or if you're in another country, Brain Dead. That is like my number one favorite fucking splatter film. It's just amazing. And then my last one, which it took me a while to figure out my last one. I couldn't think of it. Patrick took it follow, so I was like, damn, he got it follows. So I did Stewart Gordon's Reanimator.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
nice one.
I've seen that movie once with all of our good friend Jacob, and I was pretty intoxicated at the time. And I remember thinking it was sick as hell, but I barely remember it.
It's
Wait, did
pretty
Jacob show you
intense.
that movie?
Jacob showed me, yeah.
Of course he did. We need
Yeah.
to get him on the show.
We gotta get
he'd be cool.
Jacob.
Yeah, our friend Jacob, he likes a lot of horror movies. But yeah, I remember I was watching it with him, and I was drinking pretty heavily. But I remember thinking how cool it was, but I barely remember.
very
it. But
gory,
Yeah,
very
very
excellent.
gory. I remember that. All right, what about you, Angel?
All right.
See the top 5.
First on the top 5 is A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
Whoa,
Nice.
Dream
Okay,
Warriors.
That's my favorite.
For those who don't know, he is a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan. Like this kid,
How many
huge,
ti- how many times have you,
huge,
you
it's
were,
huge.
How many times were you Freddy Krueger for Halloween?
Your
whole life.
2 years, 2 or 3 years. I mean, like if you count Spooky Empire, it was like
Yeah.
twice.
And you're doing it again this year, aren't you?
And then but I'm doing the NES version.
Yes,
of
he's
Freddy
going
Krueger.
old school.
Tight.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
And second on the list is, forgive me if I slaughter this pronunciation. It's Damien Leone's All Hallows Eve, 2013.
Yeah,
It's a movie about the crazed clown. I'll just let you check out that movie.
I think I still need to see that.
I do. I need to check that one out.
You talk big about
definitely
that one.
recommend that. And then number 3 is George A. Romero's Land of the Dead.
Ooh,
All right.
Yes.
Zombies with guns.
Zombies with guns. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give you shit for that liking that.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of shit.
Yeah, it's okay.
Fine.
It's Dario Romero, so I kind of forgive you, but
Yeah, exactly.
It's just that movie just
that's when he started falling off for me.
the gore factor is just over the top. Like,
Yeah,
probably one of his goriest zombie films, in my opinion. Number 4 on the list is William Castle's House on Haunted Hill, 1959. A lot of creepy images in that movie. And number 5 on the list is Cabin in the Woods, 2012.
Cabin in the Woods.
I hate that movie.
What is wrong with you?
I hate. Everyone says that.
How do you?
I hate that movie.
Hold on.
But that was a pretty good list, I have to say.
Hold on. Why?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I can't tell you. I just remember like, I'm never watching this shit again. And like everyone else fucking loves
Sometimes,
it.
yeah, that happens with some movies.
Yeah.
I've had some movies
I don't know.
where
It's just like,
you know what, fuck this.
all right, I wouldn't say I hate it. I'm just like
Strong dislike.
So with everyone's list, I'm seeing like it's kind of like all over the place with different genres of horror
Right.
movies.
Exactly.
So
Well,
what about we talk about our favorite genre? Of
Can't I do
horror?
my top 5?
Yeah, you
Patrick?
gotta let
I
us-
forgot.
I didn't know you did.
You gotta
yeah,
let
I
us
didn't even
do
do it,
this. Come on.
have
The
a top
viewers
5.
gotta know. And like I said, we're doing this segment just so you guys can get a good idea of what we like in our horror movies, like what our tastes, and a better understanding of who we are.
Right, coming from what we judged.
Yeah.
Every podcast is not going to be about us. It's actually
Yeah.
going to be...
This is just the intro show, so we're just trying to get people to know who we are.
And Patrick's trying to skip my...
Exactly. So,
bio.
I'm sorry.
Austin, give us your
It's
top
really early in the morning,
5
man.
All right,
horror movies.
top 5. Everyone in the room knows it's Saw. That's my number 1.
Man, didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure.
I love it. Watched it with my dad. The ending of that movie still gives me chills, like because I was younger when I saw it and just had no idea that was coming. And I just remember sitting there with my mouth open when Jigsaw stood off the floor or got off the floor, and I was just freaking out. Second, Alien. Love that movie. Another great movie that it scared the shit out of me. Monster. I love monsters, and that Alien was a great monster. Number 3, we got The Shining.
Nice.
I know all these are huge motion pictures. Like,
Yeah,
that's okay,
there's a
right?
reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
'Cause they're
The Shining, everyone knows that's an amazing movie. I'm going to get shit for this. The Strangers.
No.
Why are you gonna get shit?
Why would you get
Almost put
shit?
that.
Dude,
Yeah.
The
Well,
Strangers is a fucking excellent... Dude,
Alright.
it's creepy.
Dude, yep.
It was
Keep
good.
it going. Keep it going. Yeah. No, I get a lot of shit for when I say I like this movie because, well, no, a lot of people I talk to say like, oh, wasn't scary, didn't do it for me. But for me, that's a great home invasion. The scenes in that, like, I don't know, the masks are scary. Every time they look out the window and the girl's behind the tree or on the swing or whatever, that shit's scary to me.
That's real life horror.
I have
that shit
yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
There's actually a cool story I have with that movie. I saw that movie opening night in theaters, and there was that scene where she's in the living room working on the fire alarm thing,
Uh-huh.
and in the corner you see the guy with the
potato,
potato sack guy.
Yeah.
And no one saw it. Like I'm in a full
Like when he's in the
theater.
background and he comes in or whatever.
I'm in a full. I'm in a packed theater
Uh-huh.
because it's open weekend. Everyone's going to see this movie, and no one sees it. But I yell out real loud, and I never really do this. But
Sure you don't.
And I'm like, "Holy shit, he's in the corner!" Everyone gasped and screamed at
The
the
entire
same time.
theater? You
Yeah.
scared the whole
That's
theater?
fucking awesome.
That's like my favorite scene of the whole
But
movie.
that's
too.
genius because it's like it was a very subtle type of scary type of movie.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I like how you refer to him as potato sack.
Potato sack guy.
He is now less scary. He is referred to as potato sack.
All right, and then my fifth favorite movie, I had to think for a while on this one as well, Mike, but it's A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh.
And I picked that one because,
The first one.
yeah, the first one. And I was thinking about what movies that, like my top 5 are movies that like I can sit down and if someone pops it in, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I've seen this, and like I'm stuck. Like I watch these movies all the way through and I love them. And like a correlation between all my movies, like if you like Saw, Alien, The Shining, The Strangers, Nightmare on Elm Street, they all have an iconic. I mean, The Strangers aren't like as well known, but monsters. Like these are people who you'll see on T-shirts and you hear about these villains in these movies, and I think that's why I like them all because they're like I love like I hate when it's just like a ghost that you can't see, and it's like a little boy who passed away. Like,
it's not memorable.
Yeah, it's not memorable. I like these people that stick with me, and that's like, you think about them.
I mean, that's the reason we like these figures, and for some weird reason. Some point, we idolize these villains.
Yeah,
we do.
Because they're iconic as shit.
Yeah.
But
I'd love to break down The Shining one day. That'd be great.
That'd be a good
you
episode.
could go forever.
Oh, we
exactly.
can literally go on forever about everything in that movie.
Yeah. But speaking about The Shining, how you were saying, like, your favorite, like, type, this kind of doesn't go along with my my list, really, but, like, I love the psychological, make you think thrillers. That's, like, my favorite type of horror movie. Like, The Shining's kind of like that. You literally watch the family, like, getting broken down by this cabin fever, basically. It's like a mental state, and he's just like, everything is just fucking with them. And like, that's what I love those. I love those. It's a mind game.
Question. So you like that type of where you have to, these are movies you have to sit and watch. You can't talk during this movie. You gotta understand.
Yeah, it's not someone trying to come in the house and that's
Have you watched The Witch?
Yeah.
Yes, I've watched The Witch.
And did you like it?
Nope.
Not really.
Nope, you didn't
Not
like it.
really. I think I didn't like that because I went in thinking it was gonna be something completely different, and I'm like, what's going on?
It was a smart
and like,
horror movie. It was like you had to pay attention.
and so that makes me mad. I really need to watch it again because all my friends like that movie.
And we were talking about me and Patrick talked about this a long time ago, and how this movie was getting like a second buzz because it didn't do that well in the theaters. Like, it didn't, like, I went and saw it and there was probably like 10 people in the theater.
Same with me. Yeah, I saw
myself.
like empty theaters.
But then it had this like resurgence of like, dude, have you seen this movie?
Because the people who did see it probably were like, "Oh my god!" And,
Exactly.
Right.
Because
But
people that went to go see it were people like you and I that will watch
anything really.
anything with horror and analyze it, especially if it's a good one.
Yeah,
That's why, I mean, on my list I put Where Windows because like that's a thinker too. You have to pay attention because it's Alfred Hitchcock's.
So I like Where Angels. Oh, not Angels. Excuse me. Austin's going with this.
I am
with
not Angel.
We're
Just
talking
kidding,
about
though.
like our top, like not our top, but our favorite style of horror movie. His is like psychological thinkers. For me, mine's gonna be splatter films. I love gore. Gore is my thing. I love gore. I love watching people get ripped apart, and when they use that practical effects and all that fake blood, it makes me happy.
Makes me happy.
It makes me happy.
What about you, Angel? What's your favorite type of horror?
My favorite type of horror I like monster movies, man.
Yeah.
Like, I like urban legends, myths, like, just kind of the whole idea that there's, like, certain places or things on Earth that, like, are undiscovered. And I like that concept.
Like the Loch Ness Monster.
Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness. And Patrick, what about you?
Mine would have to be body horror. So such as movies like The Thing, Ginger Snaps, American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, okay.
The Fly.
Yeah.
With transformation.
Transformation.
Transformation, yeah.
The horror of your body transforming without you wanting it
The
to.
idea.
Becoming a monster.
Exactly.
Grow hair where you don't want to grow.
Yeah.
No, that's me all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
So so it's cool. Like, it's cool. We're talking. Everyone's getting to know us, and something we wanted to go over because since this is a new show and no one really knows what we're about. The reason we did this is because we love horror movies, and
Absolutely.
we love to discuss horror movies and everything related into the horror culture. And I think it's really cool that we're actually getting together and talking about it. And our listeners, hopefully when you guys listen to this, you guys like it and stay tuned because we have a lot of cool ideas for the show.
Lots of them.
Right off the bat of my head, like we have something we want to do with scripts and fan fiction. So we want people who listen, if they write horror, thrillers, sci-fi type of fan fiction or movie scripts, if you send this into us in like an excerpt, we'll read it on our show and give you guys the announcement. Yeah, that works. Where your guys' stuff is at and, where people can find more of it if they like it.
We're trying to interact with everybody. Anyone
Exactly.
who loves horror.
Yeah.
Everyone's welcome. We love feedback on our social media. We have our website up.
Yeah, it's up.
So-
www.horrorjunkiespodcast.com. You can hit us up on the contact page. We are trying to go to conventions. I think we may do something at Spooky Empire. It's in the works.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, there's a lot of things we want to do. We want
Especially like around the Orlando area too.
Exactly.
If you're around this area,
artists
we're reaching out to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we just want to use our platform to help artists and
Yep.
get things out there because, like Patrick said in the past, good horror movies today, sometimes you have to dig for them. And sometimes you don't know where to look for them. You're not just going to go on Netflix because sometimes Netflix doesn't have the best of movies.
It's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
It's a hit or miss.
We're a community.
There's a renaissance happening right now with horror movies, and that's why I wanted to get the show going.
Yeah.
So we could hit it at a good point where everyone's like, all right, horror's good. We want to hear people talk about it. So
we're a community of weirdos who like blood and like being scared and you know.
Yeah. And we're also going to try to do Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes. That is something
we do it every year, so why not give us a little purpose of going there.
Besides
just going and hang out.
We're probably filming, and just a little fun for us and for people who watch our YouTube channel, because we are going to start doing a video feed of our shows and of other videos. Something that my fiance brought up to me was maybe we can do like a special effects makeup type of tutorial thing. Like
that'd be great.
Get Courtney involved with that, and and not just them. We can get other people that are involved with special makeup effects because. Bring back the monsters.
Bring it back.
Bring back the
prosthetics all day.
Please.
Well, so now that everyone gets got to know us a little bit and know what the podcast is about, every day we'll be doing topics, or every podcast will be doing topics, reviewing movies, types of movies, characters, directors, bunch of ideas. So. What about today? What's our topic today?
Today's topic, which is going to be discussed a little bit later, is 31.
31. Rob Zombie's new movie.
31.
Yeah. I know a lot of people haven't seen this, but
we did. If you have
or haven't, you're going to enjoy
this. This is going to be. We're going to try to keep it spoiler free. We're going to try. If we start getting on venture with spoilers, we'll let you guys know. You guys can stop and pick it up later. But when we get to that discussion, we definitely will let you guys know if a spoiler is going to happen. Okay, but there is a cool little segment that I think Austin brought up to the table, which was...
Yeah, I did bring that up. I have good ideas.
He has really good ideas, actually. Shocker.
Jeez. Something
we're really wanting to do with the show is when we're recording, look up today's date and see what's happened in the horror culture in history. So... Looking at today's date, ironically enough, today is September 7th, and we actually found something interesting. We found a director we have never heard of before.
Never heard of him. Sounds like a cool guy, though.
He does. He does sound like a cool guy from what we researched. His name is Dario Argento. He is an Italian filmmaker. He was born in 1940 in Rome, so... He's up there. I think today is his 76th birthday. Excuse me. So that's happy birthday to a man. He'll probably never hear us. A little bit about him. He's actually really cool. He partakes in a type of genre of literature and film in Italy. Excuse me, and it's called. I'm gonna butcher it. I know it's either Giallo or Gallo. I can't remember. Yayo. So it's Italian. I don't really. I've tried listening to it last night. I can't get the pronunciation down. And what's cool, introduced me to a new genre. Actually, excuse me. It's what it is. It's films or literature with mystery elements. And often with like slasher or supernatural horror or crime fiction influences in these movies.
Right.
He's actually really known for 3 types of movies. They were called like his Animal trilogy. The first one being his 1970 release, which was like his biggest hit in Italy, which is called The Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
Sounds
scary.
I watched the trailer last night and it looks intense. Like we're gonna watch it. Yeah. And that's what I want to get from this. Like, I'm sure not a lot of people have heard of this guy.
No. Yeah.
So
we didn't
definitely check out his work. It's 1970s, so I mean it's a good time for movies. It wasn't a bad time.
Right.
A little fun fact that I found out about him. He actually worked with Dead Space, like creating Dead Space, like one of the characters. Game? Yeah, the video game.
Wow.
He's actually the voice actor for Dr. Kine in the Italian version of Dead Space.
Wow. Nice. So he's even in the horror video games. Yeah. That video game is scary as shit.
That game is fucking
I don't know if you guys played that, but dude, that game was eerie.
Dude, that game gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
I would play at night by myself in the dark. And
that was like my whole college career was playing that game.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why you... Never mind.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
That's why I never went to school.
That's why I never went to school, you guys. So stay in school.
But yeah, happy birthday to him. That's cool.
No, and definitely, like I said, his name is Dario Argento, so definitely check out his work. The Bird with the Crystal Plummage is just one of his movies. The Cat O' Nine Tails is another one that's a 1971 release. And then this man pumped out 3 movies year after year. In 1972, excuse me, his last part of that trilogy of The Animal was The Four Flies on Grey Velvet. Like I said, really good movies, filmed just amazing, like that old-fashioned film, like
right.
And they almost like they look like crime thrillers, like suspenseful crime movies.
So like 7.
Like 7, exactly. So it's actually pretty cool. I'm stoked to watch one of his movies later.
Yeah, I like the titles of his movies.
Yeah,
real
they're
long.
very interesting.
Yeah, no, his movies titles
They intrigue me. So
they grasp you.
they did.
So what's next, guys? What are we doing next on the show?
We can talk about new movies coming out.
Oh, yeah, Angel.
There's always new
do you know
stuff
of anything
pumped
coming out,
out?
Angel?
Well, is that nice little creepy trailer for The Disappointments Room?
Yes.
It's supposed
Who
to be,
saw that?
yeah, it's
We all did.
coming
Yes.
out September 9th.
Which is Friday, folks. So
Friday.
It's also Angel's birthday.
Is that a one-day showing that they're doing?
no, so it will be in theaters. I'm not saying like every theater. I'm thinking it's selective theater. So what I got from Fandango.com was that I don't think Waterford's getting it around us, but I mean, like, it's gonna be in theaters. So like, just literally go to that website and search the movie and search your zip code and see where it's playing near you. Because, that trailer.
I just watched the trailer, and it looked very more thriller to me. Like, not necessarily like you're gonna be jump scares, but look very mysterious. It's gonna be a crazy twist.
There's
ending, I
really
think.
nothing about like
The ending's gonna look. I think it's gonna be crazy.
When we looked up like the synopsis of this movie,
Yeah.
this is all the internet gave us. A movie about a mother and her young son releasing some pretty fucked up shit from their attic of their rural dream home.
That sounds like I want to watch.
that's
it.
Sounds like a lot of nope.
It sounds like a lot of no thank you. So definitely check out that movie. Again, it's called The Disappointments Room. It's going to be in theaters starting Friday, September 9th. We may actually go see it in Daytona. That's the only place near us that's playing it Thursday night. So to get a preview of it, we are still talking about that.
And then we can go to the beach.
And then we can go to the beach. That'd be sick.
I'm willing to make that drive tomorrow.
2 for 1.
So there will be a link on our website. We'll post that on our website so you guys can watch the trailer from there if you want to. And then that's pretty much it for the segments of this show. Like until we're still in the works of everything. Like this is our first show, so we are trying to figure out a lot more segments to fill time. But
And that's why we need participation.
Please. Like we said, we say on our social media, hit us up.
Shoot us your questions.
We'll answer some questions.
We'll answer some questions during the show. We'll also, if you want to be on the show, hit us up. We'll put you on the show. We don't care. We're having fun.
But yeah, I mean, we got our history in. We got upcoming releases, so we got the past and the future.
The past and the future.
So that's pretty cool. Good for horror.
Yes.
Let's keep horror going.
Let's keep it strong, people.
All right. Well, to the topic of the show. My 3 friends here, Angel, Patrick, and Mike, got to see 31 by Rob Zombie.
31.
But I couldn't make it for the one night release, which was on a Thursday night?
Thursday night.
Last Thursday?
Last Thursday.
So all my friends got to go see it in the movie theater literally right next door to my workplace. And, yeah. So, basically, I'm going to be asking questions, and I want to hear about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want you guys to spoil it for me. If you do, I will reach across this table. And that's all I gotta
I'll
say.
pull off your nose.
Yeah,
Pretty
pull
much
off your
Jason
nose.
style.
I'll take your nose. Okay, so is there you guys want to review it or just give like a rundown of the movie without spoiling it for everyone listening? Like the synopsis like the spine of it, or just tell us what the movie's.
We haven't even discussed this movie since we saw
This
it.
is
we were saving this for the podcast.
They were saying so. This is a complete surprise.
We walked out of the movie theater.
Have you seen House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yes. What the hell kind of question is that?
All right, so you've seen 31.
Oh,
that's all Patrick's, and that's Patrick's thought. And you know what?
Kilby got love him or hate him.
Yeah.
I mean, just everyone run down a little bit what you thought.
All right, so Okay, so what I thought about third one, right off the top of my head, filmed amazingly. It's got that Rob Zombie feel to it. It's got that
I like that.
that dark, gritty, like atmosphere.
Okay.
That's like
Gritty. He is gritty.
and he actually went back to his gore.
Okay.
So he went back to Devil's Rejects, House of Thousand Corpses with this movie, I feel like.
Okay,
But I
good,
do agree
'cause
with Pat. If you've seen House of Thousand Corpses and Devil Rejects,
Okay.
you may have already seen 31, just in a different type of place, and just done better.
Okay, well, I love those two movies. So.
I do too. So.
Yeah, the fact that we're comparing both films is like, okay,
Yeah.
he just remade an old movie of his.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
But if I'm not mistaken, you actually came up with the questions that you wanted to ask us about the movie.
Yeah.
Correct?
I just I just want to get a rundown. Okay, so here. Each of you, 1 to 10, not through a scale of Rob Zombie films, 1 out of 10 for a pure horror film.
Okay.
How did you like it? Angel, you can go first. 1 to 10 scale.
I would say I'll give it about like a 7.5.
7.5. C plus. C
Yeah,
plus.
C plus on the like broader like horror genre scale.
Okay.
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it a lot. It's probably one of my favorite Rob Zombie films I've seen thus far.
All right.
Mike?
Me?
Mike, let's see what you got. 1 to 10.
Oh man, 1 to 10. It's always hard assigning a number to a movie. If I could go with 31, I would go with 31. But I can't. I would definitely give it about an 8. I'd go half up from
B?
Yeah. It's a good movie. Like Rob Zombie as a filmmaker is advancing. And you can tell that with his movies.
Okay.
You can see that from when he did House of a Thousand Corpses that he's actually gotten really good at filming movies and coming up with things on the spot. I mean, we sat there and listened to the Q&A, and he literally pitched this idea on the phone for like...
He also filmed it in 20 days.
He filmed it in 20 days
Wow.
and pitched the idea within 5 minutes because he's like, fuck this, I'll just pitch a movie and see what they go with it.
Wow.
And they did.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's things no one will know because we went and saw it before you.
Haha. Cool.
Patrick, what do you think,
1
man?
out of 10.
I'll give it a 7 or 7.5.
Okay. You
I
guys
didn't-
are all around the same area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't love
I
it.
didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
It's very unapologetic gore, and that's what I asked for in a Rob Zombie film. So
Okay. All
A
right.
lot
Now,
of psychology behind his gore kills too. I mean, I like his like fill in the blank method of like delivering like a murder on screen. Like it makes you cringe a little bit more if you hear it, and then you just the last image you saw was like a glimpse.
Yeah.
A little
Okay,
bit more from the
okay.
imagination. That's
and he
how
had a lot of fucked up jokes. Which
Yeah,
is
a lot.
Awesome.
As usual, his vulgar is always there.
well, since we're on the rating scale,
Okay.
compare it to, like, okay, I know you already kind of compared it, but rate it up against his other films that are out. Like, where do you put it?
Okay, so
And
like
his other films.
our ranking. Okay,
You want to go first, Angel? We'll go in the same order.
Okay. Like as for, I would say.
Like, worst film, best film, in the middle, what's it better than, you know?
I would say I liked it better than House of a Thousand Corpses, but less than Devil's Rejects.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's up there in his films because those are everyone's
those are everyone's
favorite.
Rob Zombie's
Right.
favorites.
Yeah.
For me, it was definitely better than Lords of Salem. I'll put it that way. That movie, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, let's just push that to the side.
I agree with Angel. It's better than House of a Thousand Corpses, but it's not as good as Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects was fucking awesome.
That movie was great. All right, Patrick.
I'll put it third next to House of Thousand Corpses.
Behind House. Okay.
Yeah. And Devil's Rejects.
All right.
To me, it seemed like that's kind of like a cool little trilogy.
Okay.
But, like, only 2 of the movies are connected, really.
But right. Okay. Can we go with a best scare? What was your favorite, like, oh shit, or like crazy cool moment, best kill, one of those, you know what I mean? What was the best
Best kill.
best kill,
Best
best scare?
kill.
What part were you
That's
like?
gonna be
There might
fucking
be
up.
some like spoilers.
Well,
here,
okay, without naming anybody, can you like describe like,
Okay.
oh shit, like that got me, you're like,
Okay,
that was cool.
There's a scene with a chainsaw that I really enjoyed.
Oh,
Yeah?
damn it, that was my
Chainsaw
scene.
hacking.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can talk about it if that's both y'all seen.
Um,
You know, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much.
I mean, okay, so I mean, we can say saying the names of who killed So we won't say who died,
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
but we can go ahead and say that Schizohead had chainsaw.
So yeah, he's just hacking people.
Because those are things you can see within the trailer. You can see on IMDb.
Okay.
So like the names of the characters not really spoiling anything.
Right.
So yeah, Schizohead in the Schizohead brothers. Excuse me.
They were so cool.
They were probably one of my favorites.
Both of their faces right now, if you can see, looking at each other, smiling. So this must be a good ass scene,
Dude,
you guys are both like, oh, the chainsaw.
Put it this way. You know when you watch horror movies and you get that kill scene, but it's from the first person aspect and you're watching the person kill you?
Okay.
Put it the other way around. So you're getting the first person view of them actually killing someone.
That is cool.
He brought back that gore factor.
Yeah, he brought
watching someone get
hacked up.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Like just
Sick.
it was awesome.
Okay, cool.
For me, best kill scene, God, the one you're talking about is pretty fucking up there.
Took it.
I took it.
You took it.
I mean, you can agree if you.
No, I agree, but
up.
I mean, like, I'm for the sake of conversation. I liked Death Head's kill scene. I thought Death Head was pretty sick.
Can you describe it a little bit without ruining too much?
No,
Okay.
because what happened is, unfortunately, we can't. I mean, we can after the movie comes out. I think it comes out in like a week now because it is getting released.
Okay.
We can talk about it a little bit more. We won't make a show about it, but we'll talk about it personally.
We'll bring it back.
We'll bring it
Okay.
back. Don't worry. And
But yeah, when this movie does come out, please take your money and go see this.
Go see it. Go see this movie.
All right, Angel. You got a favorite scare scene, kill scene?
Yeah.
Favorite scene of the movie without
Any
giving away
iconic
too much?
figures that you enjoy?
Yeah, I'll get to that really quick.
Okay.
I just wanted to add, as for like the chainsaw kills in the movie, probably like the best practical chainsaw effects I've seen.
Yeah.
in a
Really?
film.
Well, it's the first. I mean, it was the first time chainsaw's been used. I mean, as a significant weapon, I think, in a while, right? Since like effects have gotten real big.
I mean, unless you want to talk about the Texas Chainsaw remake. But
Yeah, but who the hell gives a shit about that movie?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? And this is still a couple years after, what, 2, 3?
Yeah, and it's
So CGI and effects and all that are getting
It was.
really good.
I don't think it was CGI.
All
I
practical?
want to say that scene was effects.
mostly practical.
Good.
He did it in 20 days.
Good, good.
But yeah,
But yeah, Angel, what's your scene, man?
2 clowns and the 2 chainsaws. I mean,
I would say there's a scene in the movie where somebody gets hit in the stomach with an axe.
Oh.
I'm not
See
going
that
to say
being
where
bloody.
it is in the movie, but pretty much it doesn't show a lot too much. Shows a few glimpses like before he swings, but like the sound effects in that part, like
Sounds like when you stir macaroni and cheese.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
dude,
just
it
like-
was intense.
It's just like the second axe hit to the stomach is just like what like really just like slices this guy open. Like
Oh,
dude.
sounds
it's
cool.
pretty
That scene was
gnarly.
sick.
It's pretty gnarly.
All right,
man.
so quickly, favorite character? You guys kind of already touched
dibs
on
on
that.
this first question. My favorite character was Doomhead. I know
Doomhead.
Angel's gonna not Angel. Patrick's probably gonna disagree. I think he has something against Doomhead, but Doomhead for me made me scared of clowns.
Okay.
He was a terrifying fucking guy, and it just wasn't the fact that like he was this like fucking psychopath. It was like he was smart and he was just like, I'm not a fucking clown, and it's just like, oh my god. So when you watch this movie and you see Doomhead, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, fuck my life, I'm scared of clowns now because this guy sealed the deal.
All right, Patrick.
mine's about to be the 2 Chainsaw Brothers.
Okay, the 2 chainsaw guys.
Yeah,
All right.
I feel like you could do a whole movie on just them alone, and it was.
Who knows?
It'd be
Who knows?
good. Who knows? You,
Angel?
man?
I would have to say I'm gonna go with Doomhead, but because he has 2 like separate like outfits in the movie, kind of. But I like the vampire version. Of
Yes.
Yeah,
oh my
me
god.
too.
Almost like Nosferatu.
So this dude,
themes.
okay, so these
Yeah, that was
guys,
cool.
these characters are pretty cool guys. It sounds like
Yeah, no, the characters in the movie
he
that
did good at creating the bad guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Getting.
There's
okay.
also there's another person, and we're not even gonna talk about him. I want to leave that for a surprise for everyone.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to ruin too
when
much. for the
when I
listeners.
saw that person, I almost died.
Me too.
almost died.
I was just like, oh, no fucking way.
Yeah.
No way.
This makes me okay. I'm getting really excited. Okay, I got another. I got another
Also,
question.
This is one of the. I like Shannon Moon in this movie.
Don't go too far.
I'm going too far,
what's the
but I
next
did like
question?
her acting in this one.
My next question is, how hot
Oh.
was Sherry Moon Zombie in this movie?
Oh God.
Jesus.
Was she hood?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, she always plays the same character. I think
She's always this kind of like.
It's different from Lord of the Salem character, but she definitely does play that same character from Devil's Rejects, and
She's always bloody.
she's always
From the very first scene, got blood all over her face, hair
yeah.
all in knots. But she's
no,
good at
she
that.
was definitely. I mean, Sherry Moon is dude. She's hot.
She's tight.
Sorry, and she's awesome, and she's all like, and her acting has gotten way better. From,
Yeah, 'cause-
I totally agree.
Yeah.
In this movie, I even liked it in Lords of Salem, but again, Lords of Salem
Lord of
didn't do it
Salem.
for me.
yeah,
But
just-
I saw a peak in her acting. abilities,
exactly. No,
and
it's
especially in this film.
yeah. No, Sherry Moon, hot as hell in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That was an important question.
Okay.
Because I've always liked her. Every time I see her, I'm like, oh, there she is again, looking hot. Any nude scenes?
Yes.
There's quite a few.
Okay. Angel's like, oh yeah, there was nude.
Angel got to see some boobies.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, boobies are always good in horror movies. There's always boobies in horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always It's the
That's kinda like
it's
the
the
formula you
cliche.
need to
There's
make
always
a
boobies in
good
horror
one.
movies, especially in Jason movies. There's
Oh,
always
yeah.
boobs in Jason.
Every.
Never seen it.
I think that's one of the things you go into.
Yeah, you just there's gonna be some boobs.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, well, going from that, I don't want to ask too many questions because it's
Right.
going to ruin it for me.
yeah.
And we don't want to spoil anything for listeners. But since we're on the topic of Rob Zombie, I love Rob Zombie. I got to see him live, stood side stage. It was
That's
pretty sick.
fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
Rockville.
Actually, I would love
Yeah.
to see Rob Zombie.
I got to see him in the flesh. He's really short. Well, I'm
Yeah.
really tall, so.
yeah.
So let's go, all right, favorite Rob Zombie movie. What do you think about, let's just talk Rob Zombie. Let's talk about his films.
Let's just talk about Rob Zombie.
How he films, what you like, what you don't like about his films. I mean, he's made a name, because what I think is cool is that he made his profession doing something else. He obviously you could tell he was probably into horror movies because he's like a psycho on stage and stuff.
Oh, his music
But
is great.
I think it's really cool when someone can. He was using his name probably to get hype on his movies because, he's going by Rob Zombie. He's like people who are his fans want to watch his movies, but he's actually like, if he wasn't a musician and just went by his movies, he would still be a big part of the horror scene. And I like that about him, is that he actually has a brain for horror, and you can tell enjoys and loves. He's so passionate about horror films.
And that's the thing when I go into a Rob Zombie movie, especially when he first came out with House of a Thousand Corpses. I took his stage, his everything off that and looked at him strictly as a director.
Right,
Yeah.
and I think he's going that way. Like I said, I saw him play at Rockville, but I don't know if he's touring.
He is making music still. Because when we went and saw this preview, they actually played 2 of his new music videos. Which, what the title was that first one? Ghost Horror,
Something like that.
something like that. They actually, you know what? It was jammy.
Yeah,
it was really cool. It had a lot of
like
cool.
a little bit of a thriller type of.
Yeah, they did like
vibe
the thriller
on the-
dance into it.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. I mean, Hillbilly Deluxe will always be my jam. I'm sorry, that's my favorite Rob Zombie CD. I used to have it on cassette, so that's how old that fucking CD is. But my favorite Rob Zombie film, man, it's gonna be House of a Thousand Corpses. I love Captain Spaulding. I loved when he introduced that character. Captain Spaulding is fucking disgusting.
I kind of wanted him in 31 too.
I did too.
I thought he was like a dude.
I thought it was gonna be like shit.
Not
you
that
know,
I've seen
Captain
it, but I
Spaulding.
figured
That would have
He
got
would
me.
fit right the fuck.
He would have.
I mean, he's a clown.
Yeah.
And he's psycho.
Oh yeah, he's crazy.
But hey,
hey.
What do you like about House of a Thousand Corpses? Let's talk a little bit
Okay,
about his
so
films.
what I like about House of a Thousand Corpses is that one, it's gory, it's twisted, it's vulgar, it's dirty.
Makes you think what the hell's wrong with the guy who wrote this movie?
Exactly. And I mean, like he said in the QA after 31, he's like, I make movies that I like, and if you don't like them, then I don't care.
Yeah.
And he said about 31, he's like people are gonna walk out of this movie, and that's fine because I make movies that I like, and if you don't like it, then the fuck.
And that
am
makes
I
you want to
care?
like his movies more or watch his movies
it's
more.
very inspirational to see an artist like him be so unapologetic.
Yeah, and
what
it
he
is because you
does.
do have that conversation between artists
Yeah.
and viewers,
Right.
and everyone criticizes movies to like the fucking T. and everyone's a critic, and it's whatever you're allowed to. You're allowed to say your opinion, but Rob Zombie's movies are awesome. I didn't like Lords of Salem that much. I didn't like Halloween 2 that much. I am going to bring up Halloween.
I don't think anyone liked Halloween 2.
I'm going to bring up Halloween, though, because Patrick hates
Don't do it.
that movie.
Let's hear everyone else's favorite Rob Zombie film, a little bit about it, and then we'll go on to making Patrick hate his life because he hates it.
That's how we have to end the show.
Halloween.
All right.
As your favorite movie.
All right, Patrick, what's your favorite Rob Zombie movie and why? And
I'm going to second Mike's and say House of a Thousand Corpses. It has this 1970s atmosphere that I grab towards too, especially in the horror genre. I love 1970s horror movies, and it just gave me a nice flavor and style.
All right, well, I'm going to go with I like Devil's Rejects better.
Okay. All right.
I like that a little bit better.
I do agree. It was a better.
It was
better filmed.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I feel like budget was better. Yeah. I like it though. I just like how it's twisted, all that. Same thing as House of a Thousand Corpses. It brings in you get to follow the cop and his journey on trying to take down the family. I was just gonna say, what was I about to say?
It was quite nice.
Oh, I like the fact it has a different name. It's not House of a Thousand Corpses 2. I like how if you've never seen a House of a Thousand Corpses and just put in Devil's Rejects on DVD, you could follow it and watch it as its own movie. But it's beautiful because if you have seen House of a Thousand Corpses,
it's like revisiting your friends.
It's revisiting
fucking
your
awesome.
twisted fucking
right.
friends.
And if you watch them back to back, it's cool. It's
that's what I do.
Yeah.
Angel, what about you, man?
Angel?
I would have to agree with you. I do enjoy Devil's Rejects a little bit more than
Good,
House
no
of
one
a Thousand Corpses. But yeah, I don't know. I like Halloween.
Oh,
but,
shit.
I'm not going to go into that.
You're going to open that can of worms right now?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it.
That's fine.
Yeah, Devil's Rejects, definitely. I think probably one of his main titles that really captures Rob Zombie's taste as far as grittiness and raw footage, backwoods kind of horror, basically, as you can describe it, kind of rural, you and your friends are gonna get murdered.
Just trashy, scared of these psycho people.
Everything smells bad in this house.
Yeah. There's movies look like they smell really bad.
They smell bad. They smell bad.
And that's what Rob Zombie does well, especially in 31. There's a bathroom scene in the movie.
Well, shit, Rob Zombie looks like he smells
bad. God,
yeah,
that
exactly.
bathroom scene.
Yeah, it looked like.
No, and
shit.
What was cool is they showed a little documentary at the end of the movie. They had a whole bunch of exclusive shit.
So
that you get to watch.
These guys went and saw the movie the day it came out for the one night release. The one night release, and then it's going to be re-released. So they got to see all these special features. There was no trailers apparently, right?
Yeah, no trailers.
Yeah,
it was 2 music videos, the movie, and then a huge
behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and that's why I was so jealous because I'm going to see the movie eventually. Yeah, but you have to go to that.
You're going to have to buy the movie to get that stuff. But what was cool is that they took this ordinary bathroom
and
literally trashed the shit out of it, and it was terrifying. And you can see Rob Zombie painting stuff on the set the moment they're about to film. And he's he's
I need to do this real quick.
Yeah.
And that shows his horror
what was cool is because, you get to see the creative side of Rob Zombie. Cool. And that's what I like about Rob Zombie.
Which was nice about going to the preview. And we got a little bit of a taste. So, I like that.
Well, yeah, that's cool. Rob Zombie, like I said, I like the fact that he's was a musician first, and then his love of horror. Like I said, he used his name probably to get his first movies off the ground. But now he's made a statement. There's people who have probably never listened to his music who
watches.
Yeah,
movies.
And he's doing a lot for the horror genre, especially when, like we said earlier, there's not a lot of great movies out. You guys didn't think 31 was the best movie, but it's good to be able to go see a movie that's not about a damn ghost or a found footage.
Cliches.
Get to see somebody getting hacked up, and that's why I like Rob Zombie.
And just seeing fun set designs and atmospheric type of movie.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that's it, guys. I think that concludes the 31 panel. If you guys, our listeners, you're listening to this and you have more to say about the movie, if you've seen it or if you have questions about the movie, don't be afraid to hit us up on our Twitter at HorrorJunkiesFL. You can go to our website, www.horrorjunkiespodcast.com, and hit us up in the contact page. It goes right to our email. We want to talk to you guys. We want to know what you want to have to say to the about the show.
Yeah,
That came out so bad.
All of us horror fans need to stick together.
Exactly.
We're welcoming anybody, and let's spread the word and get horror back to how it used to be.
All right, guys. So that concludes the first episode of Horror Junkies. Yeah, we did it. We survived.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, exactly. Please, tell your friends about us. Go to our pages, like us, follow us, email us if you want to. We are going to be posting this up today. It's going to be on iTunes probably tomorrow. So subscribe in iTunes, please. I'm your host, Mike.
Pat.
Austin.
And together, the four of us make up the Horror Junkies. Thank you for listening.